Okay, so welcome everyone. Now, so today we are going to talk about E-Club, that is the new initiative which we would like to start at SteepGraph. E-Club stands for Entrepreneurship Club, and this is something new. I'm sure all of you must have the curiosity, what is this and why it is this and what it will have. So I thought to have this introductory session, and then probably you can decide whether you want to be part of this, or no, this is not something for you, or you may not be able to manage the time. So that's entirely up to you. And this is not something mandatory either. This is more on your personal interest and your passion. So the question starts I always starts with why. Why is my favorite question. Why should I do that? Or why we should do it? At SteepGraph, or why we should start with the E-Club. I feel that every business is doing the business in their own way. I will mute everyone for a while. Yeah. So and then when I ask the question why what should be our differentiator, why we should be doing the business, and what is our strength, then I feel that from the beginning of the SteepGraph, we have been always believe in building the leaders, giving our 120%, being quality conscious. So this DNA is already there. So now it's a matter of transforming it into some meaningful outcome. And I think that world needs more and more entrepreneurs. World needs more and more leaders wherever they are. And when I say entrepreneurs, it doesn't mean always that you end up starting a new company, or it should be some startup. Yeah, if you do it, that is great, wonderful. I'll be more than happy to build such community, such people, having more and more people who can start something and can solve the problems. But entrepreneurship is also there, wherever you are, even if at your home, in your professional life, at work, at society, you can always be entrepreneurial mindset to solve the problems. So why E-Club? Because I think it is very inherent desire for everyone to be useful, to solve the problems. And then we should be building a like-minded community, who is willing to solve the problem, willing to operate in the high energy, and willing to be. I have been in touch with a lot of such people, as well as source of such energy and knowledge. And I always feel that sharing is always giving me more, and I do enjoy it. So, and I'm sure there are many of you who has this spirit. So why can't we connect and we can share the ideas? So being a E-Club, I think we can build more leaders, we can create the leadership qualities, and we can create more entrepreneurs. So what do we mean by entrepreneurs? Let's understand that first. So one of the recent one of the video I was watching, and it was talking about what are the 5 fundamental learnings which is required in the kids, or even it was applicable for us as well. Till the time we don't attain that, we are still learning it. So one of the important learning was that how you can be useful wherever you are, whether you are at home, whether you are at society, whether you are at friends' place, with relatives, or at work. Are you making yourself available? Are you making yourself useful? Then by default you have entrepreneurial qualities. That means you are always looking for solutions. You are looking to be helpful, be contributor wherever you are. So if this is the habit, or this is the attitude, if we can build, we are always valued. Another thing is that today's time, everybody feels stressed. Sometimes they feel dissatisfaction in the work. Sometimes they feel that, oh, what the hell I'm doing? What is the value I'm creating? These kind of questions are quite common in the IT industry. And what is the reason behind that? Reason behind that is somewhere there is a disconnect between what exactly they are doing and what is their mindset. What is the mindset where we are operating. So if you really want to be content in whatever you are doing, or anybody rather, one of the very important is that you should feel valued. No, you should feel valued by yourself first, and later on anybody else. If you think that I am doing great job, no, I am problem solver, no, I am the one who is always thinking for solution, no, thinking to be helpful, to be useful, no, I have the leadership skills and qualities, you feel valued, you feel great about yourself. And that's where the satisfaction starts. And once the satisfaction starts, it produces the positive energy, positive vibrations that spreads. And then you will be able to do even more. And then that positive cycle starts. On the contrary, if you don't feel valued, if you don't be happy with what you are doing, if you don't see the reason why you are doing that, it is going to end up into the negative vibrations, negative energy. And then it creates negative task. Whatever you are going to do, it may not be 100% then. So further it will be going to degrade. So either we can be in the cycle which is going upward, or cycle which is going downward. So, or sometimes we are in up and down, but we can, if we focus, then we can definitely put our energy and our focus, our habits to move on the upward side. Now let's understand what does it need to be having an entrepreneurial mindset. So can everybody be there? Probably not. No. Why not? Because they are not designed like that. Some people are happy-go-lucky. Some people think that they should do something. So if I talk in the spiritual language, then there are three fundamental colors. They call it as a sattva, rajas, and tamas. So, or three fundamental properties. So the people, those who are with high rajas, they always want to do something. But if it is also added with sattva, then they want to do it for the larger audience beyond themselves. So this is the one of the very unique combination which is there in some people by default. So whether it is good or bad, I say nothing, because this is not something what you develop. No, it is there. It is there within you. Based on your entire life's experience, your inputs, where you have born, what kind of education you have taken, which religion, which country, everything. What you are today is because of all the inputs what we have today. And what thoughts, what ideas comes to us, it is also because of the past. We don't generate anything. It is all based on the inputs. So what I'm trying to say here is that if we are having those inputs already, then it's a matter of igniting them or channelizing them to the right direction. And then probably we can bring best out of us. So one of my aim is that how we can create more leaders for world, for country, for ourselves, for organization, or for customers, so that we can do the things differently. Why we should do that? First is for the self, for my own satisfaction. I should be more happy for myself. I should be more content for myself, and then everything else. So this should be the fundamental reason that why should I do that. If it is focus is for your own satisfaction, the external factors are not going to disturb you. Many times what happens that I do the best things, but then it is not appreciated by customer, by manager, by whatever, by my family or whatever. But as far as you are satisfied, then you don't have the reason to creep. And that is one of the very important starting point which we should have, rather than doing for something else, someone else, do it for self first, and then it goes on. So this is the one way to start, I would say. Second thing, I always feel is that there is another way to look at it. Like, no, see, this is the inherent thought that, like, no, I want to be satisfied. I want to be content. That is number one. But then when you go beyond that, when you start solving the problem, I always think about the three wins. No, win, win, win. No, what is that? My win, your win, and someone else win. Right? So, but like, no, if I do the sequencing of these three wins, if you can start with the third win first, that, like, no, I want to produce something for larger audience or society or country. If that is the reason for your entrepreneurship, then it will produce lot of energy. Okay, and then a lot of people will connect, because end of the day, people connect to the mission. So if that is the reason, then that will be easy to attract a lot of energy from everybody else. And then you think about the second win, which is the win of my other party. While you take care of these two wins, your win is by default covered. That happens. That is a side product. No? But if you focus on yours first, then it is more likely that you will find a lot of obstacles. Other persons are not responding. They are not behaving the way you want it. So that could be, you know, all that reasons. And like, then it could stop the progress. You will have the fear to failures and so on. Even like, if you are too much focused on success or failures, whether it will be successful, whether it will be fail, no, this. So if you're too much attached to that, then there is more likelihood that you will not be able to progress, because there is a full stack. No, whole stack is on the game, right? Because you're putting all your time, your money, your efforts just for success. But if you set the goal, and then if you are just fully focused on being useful, solving the problems, then it is more likely that you will be able to solve your problems, because your 100% of energy and focus is on solving the problems. Whether solving problem for, when I say solving the problem, it means everywhere. You know, whether at home, at world, at country, at company, or at customer. Just focusing on that, and then it fails. It fails many times. And in my life, in all of your life, so many failures we have seen already. But then you just laugh and go ahead, because like, you have put your best. So recently, like, one of our colleague, we had one escalation. Then like, I asked him, escalation is there, fine, but did you do your best in the given time and whatever resources you had? He said, yes, I did my best. Then forget it. Like, escalations are going to happen. We don't care. No problem. No. So customers are going to creep because they are right at their place, and we are right at our place. So we have to just go for the next best solution. So now, long story short, like, I'm just trying to share, like, why I think that everybody should have these leadership skills and entrepreneurial skills, whether they are junior or they are very seniors. That is very much required. I still remember that, like, once there was one, I was taking the interview for office boy, very small post, but like, the person came to me because that's only, then when he came to me, I said, okay, take a pen and paper, go around the office and list down all the problems, which needs the fixing from admin perspective. The more problems you can find, more qualified you are. What does it mean? Is that, like, if you can find the problems, then the solutions are always easy to find. But if you don't find the problems, if you don't see the problems, then, like, solutions are nowhere, right? There is no starting point at all. So entrepreneurs are always can see the problems, whether you look at Flipkart, Amazon, Ola, Apple, anybody, they see the problems, and they are always back of mind, willing to solve the problem. Wherever they are, they can see the problems. That, okay, I can solve this, I can solve that in society, in country, everywhere. So if we can build this mindset, this attitude, that you can always see the problems or the improvements everywhere, then you are already building the founding stones for being entrepreneur, right? For example, I was talking to one of the colleagues that when you are doing the job and you dream about being entrepreneur, there is a gap between where you are and where you want to be, right? But what could be the first step is that start behaving like entrepreneur wherever you are. If you can look at your job, look at your work as an entrepreneur, then you will look for every solutions. Now you will be concerned about money, you'll be concerned about the timeline, you will be concerned about the quality, you'll be concerned about your team, you'll be concerned about process, everything, because you are an entrepreneur. That's your baby. Now you have to do it. So the habit of being entrepreneur can start from right there, wherever you are. And if we think that, no, I will do it when I will go into that zone, then probably you will never be confident enough to go there because you have never done it, right? So I think this is a brief introduction of eClub and why I think having a more entrepreneurs is required in industry, in country. There are so many things which we can do better. And all of us has a tremendous capabilities by default. We keep hearing from the books and from these videos and that, oh, we have so much of energy. We can do a lot of things. We use only 1% of the mind. But then where is the 99%? Now, why we are not able to unfold it? No? What to do to unfold it? Now, are we asking the questions? No, can I do it for myself? Then, yes, I think no, at least we can progress on that. And that energy or that, that capacity can be unfolded in step-by-step manner. By at your mind level, you can unfold very little bit. Most of the Western self-help books, self-help tips and tricks, it plays at the mind level. And it can unfold a little bit. No? So it is more like injections. You can take the injection and then for a few days it works, right? But I always think that what is that which can work forever? What is that something which I saw in by root? Then it can fix forever. I'm still on the journey. I shouldn't say that I have got the answer. Even if you have got the answer, it could be still the information, and information has to be converted into the knowledge, because we are so much of the bogged up with the information today that we don't have the time to convert information into the knowledge. So I'm still on that journey. That what is that one thing? If I fix it, then everything else falls into place. Whether it's a career, relationship, personal focus, habits, everything. So now let me go to the next question. How we are going to do it? We are going to form a group, maybe teams, but then it will be for those who are interested. It is not mandatory, as again I said. And there, we would like to do sharing. We would like to do some videos which we watch together. We discuss it. We identify key elements, and then we define the homework for ourselves. They're okay, how do I put this into my life? What should I do? End of the day, there are multiple steps. First is listening or reading or watching. That is called first inputs, and then you need to just contemplate on that. Then you revise it, and then you contemplate. Basically, third step, Shravan, Manan, Chintan. These are the first 3 steps to analyze the current problem or current goals on hand. And the finally, you think that how I do put into the practice. So these are the things which I have been learning, and I think this is something which everybody else can learn, that how you can do this. And there are so many different ways to do it. There are so many people who are very active today. Thanks to COVID time, so many people are coming up. They are thinking on these lines. They are thinking how to improve the human life and how to be more content. Progress is not all about money. right? Money is the one of the element out of the 7 richnesses. Your health is also your richness. Yesterday I was watching one video. It said, like, you can get a lot of things from your parents. You can get money, you can get DNA, you can get colors, you can get house, property, everything. But taking care of your health is only you can do. You cannot get from your parents or anybody else. So there are 7 richnesses. There is financial richness, social richness, spiritual richness, mental richness, personal richness, and then one more. Yeah, we'll go to those details. Like, we'll bring some experts, like, who can talk on those lines as well, because then, like, we should be able to understand what is the measure of success. Measure of success cannot be limited to one thing. And, like, in our education system, like, that is all about getting a job, getting a high salary, getting, like, making maximum money, because we are all focusing on one part. But, like, if we think little holistic, it is much beyond that. And then you realize that what do I need? So in early age, yes, money is very, very important, and we should be focusing on that. Today I can talk that, oh, money is not everything. Yeah, because maybe I am at the 40, 41. But probably, like, when you are 20, 25, yes, money is the important thing, because unless you test it, you will not understand the value of the other things which you are skipping or compromising. So we have to reach there. Everybody, everybody should be there. I was always thinking that, like, why, all my senior people, they should have their own home here. They should be rich enough, by, doing all the means. And then, like, you can go for the wider. So this is all the things which we will have. So what I feel is that in this group discussion sessions, we'll be watching videos, and, like, we'll be bringing some speakers. We'll be doing some exercises. We'll discuss our ideas, like, how we can do it. Probably, like, what I'll be more focusing on attitudinal part rather than the information part. How to get the funding and everything. Maybe, like, that is easy to get from outside. But here, my vision or goal is to create the principles, the true foundational values, and then everything else falls in place automatically. That's what I believe. So more we do it, more there is a community of same like-minded people, then more we'll be able to attract similar people, and it will be more fun. So that is how we want to do it. So when we are going to do it, probably we may have the weekly or bi-weekly one session, then, like, based on our need and availability. But we are going to do it in little odd time to give a challenge to ourselves. It will not be between 9 to 5 kind of time. It will be sometimes 6 o'clock, sometimes 10 o'clock. If you have that willingness to do it, you will make it. If you don't have it, if it is not your top priority, you will not make it. So if it is a top priority, then you should join. If it is not a top priority, it is another thing, then, like, you should evaluate yourself. It is all about your self-judgment. Nobody is going to push you to do this and that. Okay. Because if you think that, like, this is the fundamental thing, which is something which is going to push me in my professional life, personal life, and everywhere, then you should be prioritizing it. You can prioritize it. So that's why I want to put it at little odd timings. That's my thinking process. But of course, like, when there are certain practical challenges, will always work out. That's not a problem. Another thing is that, like, when you are into this zone, you yourself is nominating for it. That, yes, I want to do more. I want to do everything what is needed. So then it is your choice by which you are going to do it. And our work at SteepGraph or work at home, your personal life, will be your laboratory to do the experiment, to do the applications of whatever you learn. And we will choose that, okay, on this I want to try it. Like, this is how I want to do it. And maybe, like, next time we do share, oh, this is how I did, and I had this experience. So let's start this journey. And I'm sure from all of you, we will find a lot of such ideas, and sharing those experiments and experience, we'll be able to help each other. We'll be having some fundamental spiritual learnings as well, because that is the ultimate engine to make this vehicle going. So that's how we want to do it. And who all can join? Then anybody from SteepGraph can join as of today. Maybe tomorrow we can make it wider, but at least we can start with this team, small team, and then maybe we can meet sometime physically as well. We can go out, and make it more meaningful. Every time we should have that learning attitude. It should not be HR activity. It is not another SteepGraph activity. Think that this is something outside of the SteepGraph, and we want to make it useful for ourselves. That's I'm doing it out of the hobby. Even if there is one person, we'll do it. Or if there is no one, I will still do it. So it doesn't matter. So yeah, you can join. And after sometimes if you feel that, oh, this is not for me and I don't like it, don't enjoy it, you can leave as well. But those who join, there are certain ground rules. The number one ground rule is that there has to be 100% participation. It is not another YouTube video which we are watching, where you are silent, you are hidden behind the camera, doing 10 other things at the same time. Then don't waste your time. Don't add the negative energy to the rest of the team or audience who is there. It's better to participate 100%. That is number one rule. Number two rule is that being honest and truthful in whatever is you're sharing. More truthful you are, more likely to get the benefits, right? Nobody is going to make the corporate judgments here. No, I will not be playing the role as a CEO. I'll be playing as another participant there. So being truthful is more important. And by being truthful, we can solve problems. Many problems we can solve. I think these are the two basic rules. 100% participation and being honest will make our journey more easier. Yeah, so and then let's make more entrepreneurs. That's all our goal. So I was counting yesterday that how many we have achieved so far. What is our KPI as a SteepGraph? So far our KPI is 2. We have created 2 entrepreneurs so far, and they are kind enough to be part of today's meeting. So you all know the number one who has done a new enterprise is Avinash. Yeah, Avinash, you can let me make unmute themselves. Yeah. So Avinash is the one all of you know. He's our great colleague, who has been part of our journey, contributing a lot as a dedicated person. If you look at his work when he was there, he was entrepreneur by default there. So that's how it was a step for him to do the next step. And now he has already started. So Avinash, welcome, and thank you so much for joining this introductory meeting.
My pleasure, and indeed it's something which is great initiative to channelize the energy, and like-minded people, like-minded energies will bring best out of everybody. So thanks for the initiative, Himanshu.
Yeah, thanks Avinash. Maybe people will be contacting you more to understand how did you do it, what are the challenges. So that's how we want to build a community, sharing the experiences and sharing the knowledge and sharing the energy end of the day. So more than information and experiences, we share the energy. So the second person I would like to share is the Hardik. So Hardik was with us from day one, and all of you know he was a role model for many of us. He did his best wherever he was, well appreciated by customer, well appreciated by team members, their colleagues, and the way he thinks, the way he solves the problems. So and Hardik started his own a few months back. So he is also working on some great things. So welcome, Hardik. You are mute. Like to share a few words.
Hello, everyone. It is nice to see you all again. And yeah, so basically, I started on my own. I'm a baby in front of Himanshu and Avinash, so I'm still learning. But yeah, so what I can say is that whatever the Himanshu has mentioned as a quality of the entrepreneur, it's really something that I felt, and I still feel inside that okay, I need to learn more about all these basic fundamental things, and that's how you get started. Okay, first thing is that you should be clear enough from inside that okay, I want to do something and I want to go in this direction. It's not necessary whether you are uh, very experienced or just new joiners, or maybe 1 month experience, doesn't matter. Okay, so just you should have feelings somewhere inside in you so that you can start learning from the beginning. Okay, let's say that okay, you joined the SteepGraph as of freshers, but you observe seniors, you observe Himanshu, you observe your team lead, okay, how they are doing, what are the qualities, what are the new things that I can learn so that I can handle the same thing similar way they are handling. So these are the things uh, you can focus only if you have the clear mind and clear thought process towards that direction. So that's how I learn, and I'm still learning. And the key point is that you never stop learning and always say that I don't know. So this is the first point, I don't know. When you realize that I do not know, then you can learn more. Okay. So this is the key thing I just want to highlight.
Yeah, that's wonderful, no, Hardik. And yesterday I was talking to one of the French customer. He said, he was taking one interview and said, will you be able to say no? Then like, no, you are useful. Because being Indians, like, many times we say yes, yes, yes. But like, no, will you be able to challenge someone that no, this cannot go ahead. This cannot be approved. This is not right. No. And I don't know. No, I think this is a gap. No, this is something I need to understand. Like if you know it more precisely, more likely that you will be able to find it, right? So that's really wonderful. So thanks, Hardik, and thanks for being inspiration for many other colleagues. And we want to have like maybe after 2-3 years when we have this session, I want to have 20 people here like on this screen. I'll be more than happy to do that, because then like we should be proud to build more and more entrepreneurs at organizations, outside of the organizations, everywhere. And when I look at the work what Avinash and Hardik was doing, they were entrepreneurs, they were leaders, even in their job time. Even like when people say, how did you do that? Even people when they ask, I never felt the job as a job when I was doing the job. So probably that could be the reason. So yeah, so let's see how we can grow together. That's all from my side. And if you have any questions, if you want to share anything, please feel free to share. We have 10-15 minutes more. Is now open for all. The first step starts with participation.
So yes, Himanshu, this is Maheen. And nice, I would say fantastic initiatives. What we are taking, it's all about creating, future roadmap to our own self. How do we want to grow? Opportunity can be, both the side. Whether it's I want to be an entrepreneur or I want to continue doing what I am doing, and it's there is if I choose to be the other side of the table where I'm comfortable what I'm doing, that is also fine. Okay, there is no harm on it.
Yes.
But we need to understand, I as an individual want to be a person who can make it change, or does my idea or the way I work make an impact to the larger population? If answer comes yes, then analyze self that is the impact is for long term. Does it has a future for a meaningful outcome? I'm not relating to it to the commercials or money, but meaningful outcome. Then answer is yes. Going the other side of table, which is an entrepreneur, would be a good thing to explore. How I or someone else can go along, that time will decide. But at least it's worth exploring.
Yeah, yeah. So thanks, man. Thanks for bringing this very clearly, that entrepreneurship doesn't mean that everybody has to do the startup. No, you can still be entrepreneur in anywhere where you are. So in organization as well. What does it mean is that you can take some initiative, you be responsible for everything around that. That is the wonder or great things what you can do. So do you think that only the Narayan Murthy is entrepreneur? No, there will be 100 other people or 1,000 other people at Infosys or TCS. They are with that mindset. They are owning certain pocket of the entire business. So they are still playing the leadership role. That's how they are growing. So you can be anywhere. And the whole purpose of this e-club is to build entrepreneurial mindset first. Then to do the entrepreneurship or not, it should be your choice. It should be your choice. Because when do you make a choice that I want to live a balanced life, I don't want to get into that race? Fair enough. But then it's your choice. You are capable. Being capable first and then making choice is very, very more satisfactory. That I am capable to run, I am capable to fight, but I decide not to fight, right? So that's how you always feel more peaceful. That many times that I can fight, I can argue, I can do this and that, but you decide I want to be calm. So it is as good as that making yourself capable is this whole exercise is. Whether to do it or not, that should be personal choice based on your personal situation, your personal preferences, and so on. So how much pain or what value you more, you value the time or family or personal life, that all comes later. No, so whether you value more, probably you would say, oh, I want a balanced life. No, I am happy to do this job, but then I will do it with the leadership. No, I don't want to get into the rest of entrepreneurs or startups. No, I don't want to take the risk because I have the financial challenge. That's fair enough. So yeah, thank you, Mahi. Yeah. Anybody else?
Just to quote an example from Bhagavad Gita, bringing the mythological element. So Sri Krishna had a choice to pick up the weapon. That story kind of getting related have a relevance here, that he had a choice to get into a battle or not, but he made his own choice, not to pick the weapon.
Right. So true. So make yourself capable, valued, and then you make a choice. Then you will be satisfied, not helpless. And always I say raise the value, raise the price, raise the value, raise the price, not the other way around. Raise the price and not focusing on the value itself. So this is the way we should be all doing. Focusing on the value creation for self. Raise the value. Price, yes. Anybody else? We still have 10 more minutes. So Shuddha is mic is not working, but she has expressed a few things here, and some more people has also expressed. Shuddha said ideas are always rampant. The mind is pounding thought at a rocket speed. How do we channelize or organize the thoughts towards something more constructive? Where is the beginning of entrepreneurship? When do we realize that it is time? Yeah. So thanks, Shuddha. So this is something like which could be useful, like if your times are like, if you put your energy, if you put your focus, and if it is the right time. If it is not right time, maybe like after a few years, it will have happen. So whenever time is right, then the things happens. So it means like when it is going to happen, it happens. But maybe this could be a time as well. So you need to just
and maybe one more line. When you stop calculating, then the time comes.
Yes. Yes.
if you so long as you calculate, then nothing happens.
I fully agree. I fully agree with you, Avinash. No, rather like I think that when you are in the calculations, then time can never come, because you're so much scared of the outcome and maths. So with some basic needs are satisfied, and the most rich people are those whose needs are limited. Then you are not scared of this and that. So then you are always open to try and experiment, and life is all about experimenting the things, right?
Sure.
Yeah, great. So anybody else like to share anything, have any questions or feedback? Even questions are welcome.
Yeah, on this point, Vivekanand said that always be a fearless. Okay, so when you are fearless, then there are vast energy comes from within you, and there are many options you can see. So when you are fearful, then maybe you are just focusing on one thing or two things. Be fearless and be ready for anything. And also one more thing, the Sadhguru said that you do like this, like it is your last day of your life. Okay, so just wake up in the morning and okay, today is my last day, and do it.
Yes. Yeah.
What is important for you and what you want to do.
Absolutely. So the very important thing, what you said, Hardik, being fearless. So now I always ask the next question, how to be fearless?
Yeah, so as per my personal experience, fearless is that you get ready, you make yourself ready with all different situations, and one important thing is that you be more detached to everything. Okay, if you are not detached, then you do not have any fear. Okay, you do not have fear of losing something or gain something, or to win or to lose. So you have no fear.
Right. So typically the questions is also asking the other way. So why do we have the fear, and fear of what? So why do we have the fear, and fear of what? Anybody would like to share or express?
Fear to fail.
Fear to fail. Right, Sneha, that's true. Fear to fail.
It was actually Shubda who said that, but I was about to say the same thing.
Right. So there is a fear to fail, fear to die. Right? What else? Maybe some more people can share.
Fear of losing things, what we have or what we don't have.
Absolutely. So fear of losing the things which I have. Right? Good.
Lack of confidence.
Yeah. Okay. So true.
I think sometimes it's also fear of facing things at first time is what makes
fear
it.
Of, so that means fear of uncertainties. Right?
Yeah. Right.
Right. That is also true.
And I think one of the important fear actually what people feels actually that okay, what other people will tell actually.
Yes.
Log kya kahenge?
Perspective of others' perspective on me.
So I think I would say a lot of people want to do, but they think okay, if I fail, what other people think about me? So that is I would say biggest fear.
And do you know why people think like that? That's the next question. See,
because
Go to the root, like why that, why that, why that, and then you will end to the solution. Like
Up to
where the problem
confidence
is.
actually.
ब्रिंगिंग ही ऐसा हुआ है कि हम हर चीज को दूसरों से कंपेयर करते हैं, दूसरों से वैलिडेट करवाते हैं, तो वो फियर हमेशा ही रहता है.
And also the confidence level. If you are
Exactly.
not comfortable, yeah.
So if you think, okay, if you have a doubt, okay, if I may fail, then definitely you have that fear. But if you think, okay, I'm always I can achieve it, why not? Then you don't have that fear probably.
Yeah, actually, people are seeking the approvals.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the others.
And
But
also,
actually, you should not be the out. You should not turn outside, but you should turn inside. So for the approvals. So if you think that you are right, just do it. You fail or succeed, doesn't matter.
And I believe it's everyone have a different definition of fear. So what exactly, like as Kalpesh said, log kya kahenge wo soch, right? So suppose let's say someone quit the job and start one company or start a startup, right? So first he or she will think log kya kahenge, why should I do, why अच्छी खासी job चली थी क्यों मैं छोड़ू, right? अरे भाई कोई देखने वाला नहीं है, राइट? ये आपके दिमाग में साइकोलॉजी है कि वो कोई देखने वाला नहीं है कि आप उसको जॉब छोड़ के आप स्टार्टअप कर रहे हो. जब आप सक्सेस हो जाओगे तब लोग देखेंगे. That is, I mean, we should have to think on psychological level.
ये भी सोचा जा सकता है कि like no, हाँ देखने वाले भी है, बोलने वाले भी होंगे. No, there will be people who will say like no, अच्छा खासा जॉब छोड़ के like अभी देखो चौपट हो गया. So that is also good. No, let's not deny the possibilities. But even in that situation, how to stand, and like how you can stand, like what should be the mindset so that like even those things doesn't affect you. So I think like go one more level inside. Like what is that? Like why I'm more concerned about the people.
I think that is because from childhood, we are taught to be similar to others, right? Like school mein sab ek jaise hota hai. If somebody is different, we always, because when we were children, we were always bullied that you are this, you are thin, you are tall, you are short, and these kind of things, right? We always appreciate something which is very similar. Right. And from childhood, we want to be like everybody else so that we are accepted.
Right.
If you are trying to do something different, then you're always afraid of not being with everybody and probably being alone. So that is one of the biggest fear that we do have to overcome, that fear of being alone and carrying everything by yourself. And because you're obviously appreciated when everything is successful, but once you're starting, obviously there are people who are telling you, be careful, have a backup, and these kind of things. So I feel like that is one thing that.
Right. Yeah. That's true. Very nice, Sneha. So I think like now people are opening up. This is exactly.
Manju, I would like to share my experience.
Yes, Anand.
In the other way around. Yeah. So I do recollect that what one of the sentence came, that fear the what people will say, but how the relatives and everybody will say. I will give my experience when I passed out from my engineering college. I got selected for Department of Atomic Energy as a scientific officer C. And then, but I want to be entrepreneur. I want to start something at my own, so that the similar way what you have a thought process that contribute something to the society, contribute something to the nation. And I was very firm on my decision, and everybody in my family were against me, that no, you have to do the job. It's a better job, a secured job. So the chance to take the risk, and risk always, there are both pros and cons, but I was confident that yes, I can do it. And I've done it for 13 years. And then by choice, I decided, no, okay, because of certain reasons, I decided, okay, fine. I will give the entrepreneurship, and then I will join the corporate world. But yeah, taking the risk based on your confidence and teaches a lot. And the only thing is be confident. And as you said, that give 100%, be truthful to yourself.
Right. And like just to add on, and thanks Anand sharing. So being confident, like see, we should be creating maximum questions. How to be confident? Why? Everybody wants to be confident. Why we can't be confident? That is one. Another question is like, no, why to take risk? Why we don't take the risk? No, and who can take the risks? Now, what is the fundamental thing is required to take the risk? So, and another thing is that like, no, somebody has started startup or any company, you know, like you did, and like, you know, you probably, started back to the job, but is that the failure? Probably, that could be measure of someone else. No, or it is the, it could like, no, probably like money is not the only thing which is the outcome of any initiative. So you might have enjoyed, you might have the full satisfaction, like, you must have like, learned a lot. The freedom itself, is a success. So maybe people may have their own yardstick to measure, but you should have your own yardstick. Yes, like, no, I'm enjoying, I'm doing something beautiful, I'm creating something innovative. Yeah, so that's how like, we should measure. So I always say that like, when we are in race, and when you feel that like, oh, this is not something I want to be valued for or measured for, change the track. Change the track, go on your own track. So people start they stop measuring you, because you are no more in that race. So that's, but like, this is wonderful. I think like, this is the small trailer of what we want to do in this e-club. We want to open up, we want to go into the deeper roots discussion, understanding the fundamentals, maybe with all of your sharing and experience. That's the whole purpose is. And then like, converted into actions by some exercise, homework, defining for ourselves, and putting into the practice. That's my thought process. More people will join, more ideas will come, and more knowledge, energy will unite. That's what I do anticipate. Okay, so I think we have completed one hour, so we'll conclude this for now. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for your participation and presence, and thanks for listening to me, listening to all of you, and thanks for all your sharings. And I wish you all the best. Very soon we'll be sharing some link, which will be which you can click and join if you wish to join. So maybe in few days, we'll be sharing this, and then we'll have some first session in the coming few days, and then let's see like how we can take it forward. Thank you so much. All the best.